Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from your favorite brother-sister duo, sharing relatable life experiences, some tips and tricks, and a whole lot of stories.
All right.
Hello.
What's going on? So, today we're going to talk about
Your accent.
Do you not like my accent? Okay.
I don't think we could do the whole episode like that. That would be a little...
I could.
You could. I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that, so I think you don't need to do that one for the whole episode. Okay. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is. Hi.
Hola. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Very much appreciated.
We
Today
do.
we're going to discuss remove the negative and look at the positive. Also, work from home, remotely, or go into the office. What are your choices?
Yay. Good job, Oscar.
Yeah. So I'm going to, I haven't not even shared this story with my sister yet, but this happened to me.
This always makes me nervous, but okay, yes. Go ahead.
This happened to me yesterday, and this really has something. It just happened to happen a day before we were going to do this episode, which is like really strange. And I honestly am one of those people that believe things happen for certain reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just that person. So I'm going to go on with the story and tell you guys what happened to me yesterday. So yesterday afternoon, my wonderful darling asked me if I could go to the store and pick up our prescriptions and grab a couple of things from like a little convenient neighborhood Walmart market thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, sure, no problem. So I got to the store and got my stuff, and I always try to go to a cashier versus a self checkout. My thought behind that is I'm providing somebody else with a job by me going to a cashier. That's just my thought. So I try to do that. Plus Walmart has, for some odd reason, for the last like 4 years, have not invited me to the Christmas work party. So I guess I'm not an employee. So I'm not going to scam my own stuff. Okay. So I went and got my stuff. I'm checking, getting ready to come out. There was a lady standing there by the register that was waiting for people. She was like, there was nobody there. So I went to her and started talking to her. And I asked her, I go, well, hello. How's your day going? She was like, it's going good. And I looked at her and something in my mind told me that she is not doing good. So I asked her, I'm like, are you really doing good? Because you really look and seem like something's bothering you and you're thinking about something else. She's like, she told me, she goes, I just found out 2 days ago I got breast cancer.
Jesus.
And I told her that I was sorry to hear about it and that I would send a prayer for her. And also told her that, hey, remember one thing, that every day you wake up is always a good day. They could be curveballs thrown to you every day with different scenarios, bad things or good things, whatever they are. But talking about the bad stuff, that doesn't matter. Why be negative because you got a curveball that day? Why be depressed because you got a curveball that day? Those things could either be fixed or worked through by doing what needs to be done to correct that issue. But every day is a good day because you got to wake up and enjoy this world.
Yeah.
So remember, people, that every day is a good day, no matter what. This poor person has got notified that she's got breast cancer. So I can see why she felt down and depressed about it. I totally get that, right? But at the end of our conversation, she looked at me, she says, thank you. I needed someone like you today in my life. So I did my part, and I wasn't, it was like, it just happened, right? And there was a reason why I always go to cashiers to the checkout lane to get done by somebody else. There was a reason why I waited to the afternoon to go to the store. There was just everything worked out because I needed to be there with her at that moment. And the weird thing is, she was like happy when I was getting ready to leave. I only spent like five minutes with her while she was checking out my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I made her day, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
so,
yeah. it made
People,
her feel a little bit better, maybe.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, she still has her issues, obviously, with her sickness, but
But she's going to look at it in a different way.
yeah, she might. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope she does.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right. But it's still sad, right?
well, yeah. It's 1,000% a really hard thing.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, she's still going to
So,
have her feelings, but in that moment, for the rest of that day, maybe it made it a little bit better. And she
right.
can be a little bit like, oh, okay, well, he doesn't even know me, but he kind of cared. So, so yeah,
That's right.
that was nice thing on your end.
We're all people, and we're all in this crazy world together. So there's no reason for any of us to be negative or, as Lisa and I always say, be negative Nancy's or, mad and stuff like that, because no matter why we're being negative or have a bad attitude, there's always somebody who has it way worse than you do.
Yeah.
Always. You may get mad because you slipped and fell and you ripped up your favorite pair of jeans or scratched up your brand new pair of Jordans, whatever the case is. But at least you had the chance to buy new Jordans or buy a new pair of jeans or whatever it was. There's people out there that have to wear the same pair of jeans every day and come home from work and wash them so they can wear them again the next day.
Right.
So think about that, people. There's always something better than what you have or what your problem is. There's always a good side to every negative side. So with that being said, I want to tell you guys, welcome and just thank you. Thank you to every one of y'all for tuning in and listening to my sister ramble all day.
But yeah, no, that I didn't want to interrupt your story, but I feel like that's really why you go to the cashiers, because you just want to go be a chatterbox and go talk to the people and just stir the pot or something. That's why you really go to the checkout people. I've been to the store with you plenty of times to know.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's fun when you do that. So
right, I'm not trying to be a jerk or nothing to these people.
No, and that's not what I meant by that at all. I just mean like you enjoy the socialization with the people and talking to the people, and you say the silliest things to make the people laugh
right
all the time. But sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, you said that? Like, I can't. I'm going to walk away now. But they're all like good and fun and stuff. Right. So I mean,
but people, you don't know what has happened to that person that day, right? So if even I could be probably dirt poor, broke with nothing, and I really honestly believe that I'm still going to have that attitude that I have now, because there's always somebody way worse than what I am.
Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah, definitely. But sometimes it's hard to realize that in the time of whatever you're frustrated about. But yeah, there's always somebody that's worse off in some kind of situation, whether it's medical or health or housing or financial. There's all different reasons.
At least why. I had a car to go to the store, right? I mean, that's a bonus. Yeah. So just keep that way, guys. So that leads us into our got a list of 43 ways to remove the negative and look at the positive. I'm not going to go through every single one, but I'm going to try to touch on a few of them.
Yeah, this was Oscar's doing this time. He did the homework. I did not. So good job.
Yay! Good job. But yeah, so there's, I'm going to hit on a couple, and Lisa, interrupt me if there's one that you want to take over.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay. I looked at a couple of them, and I'll make sure I say the ones that I thought were.
So I'm going to start off with the number one.
The number one I definitely think is very, very important.
Yes.
Noticing your triggers is.
Yeah. Some people have different things that trigger them to get put in that negative situation, right?
Right.
So what do? Just avoid that trigger, right? So
if you can, yeah.
If you can, right. There's been people in my life that I've had around me, friends or whatever the case is, co-workers, right? And it's like every time I got around him, I felt negative. Or just put me in a gross mood,
like,
right?
Vibe.
Yeah. So I finally told myself, I'm like, you know what? Why am I surrounding myself with negativism? With negative people. Remove the negative people from your life, whether it be brother, sister, friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, aunt, uncle, whoever. Remove yourself from that situation.
Right. Or if there's a certain topic of conversation that somebody feels strongly about and you don't. It doesn't even have to be politics. It could be anything.
It does not.
It could be literally...
Like somebody's cooking can trigger them,
Yes. Like it literally could be anything. So, if you are going to be around those people, you just avoid that conversation. Just don't bring up anything about that conversation. So that way it avoids any kind of triggers and any kind of then bad conversations that could come out from that. So yeah, if Billy made some food that you don't like or whatever, you just don't talk about it or just don't eat it. Just say you're full. Say you ate before you went.
I had boogers that tasted better.
I mean, I don't get offended when people don't like my food. I just sometimes I know I'm not the best, but that's fine. But if you have some kind of trigger of that, then, say you ate before or avoid that situation.
Whether
avoid
it's at home,
trigger.
Whether it's at home or at work or out in public, just remove yourself from them. There's a certain type of people that go to the stores or whatever the case, and I know how they are, how they act out in public. I just remove myself from that situation because I know something's going to trigger me to say something. And so I was like, you know what, Oscar, don't even deal with it. Just turn around, go to the other side of the store or whatever the case is. Just remove yourself from that trigger.
Remove yourself from the situation.
Right.
1,000%.
And another one is, believe it or not, there is vitamins that will avoid certain types of vitamins. Is that mindset, right? Or not vitamins. I'm saying vitamins. Victims, rather.
I was going to say, I didn't see anything about a vitamin. I was confused.
I've got another screen. I'm looking at another screen. I was looking at magnesium.
Oh,
earlier.
Well, that's good to take, but
yes. And I was looking at that. So victims, rather, just avoid that mindset of being a victim, right? That's again, that falls under like the trigger thing, right? So remove yourself from that situation. Whether you're going to be victim or be the victimizer, right? Because the way you felt or what have said to you, whatever the case is, I'm like, I'll get them back. They're jerks, blah, blah. Just avoid yourself to be either one. You're going to be a happier person in the long run. If you remove the negative people or things around you, you're going to be a happier person in the long run, which Lisa and I always talk about, try to eat right and be healthy and, do all the right things, go to doctors and all that. Hate to tell you. But if you are doing all these other things, eating right, running, jogging, swimming, going to doctors and, eating all the healthy foods, if you are always unhappy, you might as well go ahead and go eat a pork salad. Go eat a cheeseburger from McDonald's. You might as well. It's not doing nothing for you because you're killing yourself from the inside out. So just get rid of that.
Yeah, a lot of it all goes hand in hand. If you're going to eat well, exercise, your mind has to be good too. They all fit together in the puzzle.
Let me ask you something, sister. We got an uncle, our Uncle Victor.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him in a mad, sad, or angry mood or negative?
I seen him like frustrated, but then like he
laughed about
was
it,
saying in Spanish, like, yelling in Spanish kind of thing. And then like within the last two sentences that he said, then he was, making fun of something about the situation.
Right.
So like he was mad, or frustrated.
But it didn't didn't carry on.
No. He like said what he needed to say, and then he turned it into, it's their loss because blah, 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 or whatever it was. I don't remember, but
and this man is going through cancer.
Well, he's better, much better.
He's better now, right? He's way better now, right? But even when we see him earlier this year, he was happy and jokes and just making fun of people, just his old self, right? Even though knowing he was going through his cancer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's just takes it right there. Be happy, people. Do you see one, Lisa? Watch your vocabulary.
The one you kind of skipped over, like was before, but to when people imagine themselves always in the worst case scenario kind of thing, like there's something wrong, but then they're making their situation worse. Like, I don't even know. Okay, let's say a hurricane. Okay, hurricanes are coming. You have time to prepare, but you're not preparing. And so like, you're just being more, well, I don't have this, so now I'm going to die. Or, well, now it's too late, so now I'm going to die. Or, just like that, making yourself more a victim and making yourself like constantly the worst case scenario for any situation, which it doesn't need to be like that. Maybe you had bad blood work and, now, it's over. It's just over. Like, no, it's not over. Like, you got to figure out why, what in your blood work didn't work out. Maybe you had too much sugar. Maybe you had, you need your deficiency in some kind of vitamin. It could be easy fixes. So I think that's a big thing that people do is often project like the worst case scenario situations, whether it's, like blood work or I don't know, cleaning the house. I waited too long, so now I have to clean everything. And now I'm going to be up till midnight or, silly things like that, that I feel like a lot of people do. I don't know. Do you think so?
I agree.
Do you agree with that top one?
Yeah, I agree. It makes a lot of sense. Because like there's always so I was just looking at one here that it's like, watch the vocabulary you use, right? Never use the word never, and always try to use the word always or I can, right? Because I never had this. Well, change that word to like why instead of never. Because there's a reason why.
I'm never going to have enough time now.
Or I'm never going to have enough time. So yeah, it happens, and I get it why sometimes we do that, because it's a much easier way to just get through it and past it.
To vent kind of thing just through it. Right? Yeah. Totally.
But if you go ahead, and it kind of like comes down to like drug addicts and alcoholics with that, it's the best way to not have to deal with the reality is just to cover it up, right? But that problem's still going to be there. Well, just like you have a negative attitude, if you keep on having that negative attitude and not resolve the issue why you have that negative attitude, nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over until it's up to you to make that decision of why am I always getting mad at why the stop sign's red, or how come the goal light's got to be green? You're always going to have that. Be mad at something like that. Change it. It's like, well, there's a reason behind it. I may not know what it is, but when I get home, I'm going to look it up, or whatever the case is. Just change your mindset and stuff like that. Let me tell you, people, if you're always negative, nobody wants to be around you because they don't want to hear it. They're in a happy, good mood and ready to throw down some dominoes or play cards or go fishing. And then you come in with this Debbie Downer attitude. You just blew them out of, now they're down and negative. And then they go to the store to go get a 6-pack of beer. And now they put the cash register person down. It's a domino effect. But if you go in there with a positive attitude, happy, and that person's being bad, having a bad day, you're going to change their attitude too. And the whole world, if everybody does this, everybody comes in a happy mood or in a positive, it's going to be a way, way better place. Where do you want to work? Do you want to work at home with your spouse being the negative person all the time? Or do you want to go into the office and have your next door desk mate be a negative all the time, or be a positive,
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah.
So it's contagious. I'm telling you,
it totally is.
Being negative is contagious, or being positive is contagious. So
Yeah, I used to work with somebody that was very negative all the time. I'm like, it's 6 a.m. Like, come on. We just started.
Yeah.
We're like barely 2 minutes in. Like, come on. I'd have to remove myself from that situation and work in a different section because it was going to make the rest of my day miserable. And, the people that I worked with did not deserve it. So
Right.
yeah, it
No, for
definitely
sure.
does can make your mindset differently.
I totally agree.
I tried to be positive to that person and make their life a little better, but they didn't want to hear it.
So when you
I had to remove myself.
Yeah, remove yourself. So when you start feeling negative, right, or feeling down, the first thing is remove yourself from that situation because it could always end up worse, right? You can say some things that you're going to regret, or you can do some things you're going to regret, right? So remove yourself from that situation. And now that you know that you remove yourself from that situation, you know what that trigger was. So keep that in mind, right?
Yep.
And the next thing that you should do is dedicate that time to a hobby or doing something that makes you feel alive or happy and want to do stuff. As soon as you start feeling negative, being sad or whatever, remove yourself from that situation and put yourself, if you love coloring books and that's your passion, that's your hobby, grab a coloring book, some crayons, go get a box of 8 and start coloring, you put yourself in a happy spot. Believe it or not, this right here is my happy spot because I love giving people information that I know worked for me. It may not work for you, but at least we're out there trying to help you guys with the information that we know. And it's something that makes me happy. Right. I love educating people or talking to people that are willing to listen and understand where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to do in life to help them also get to that spot. Or it's like, well, how does Oscar know how to do this, this, and this? Hey girl, hey man, I was broke. I had to figure it out myself, Right. But now we're here giving you all that information. Yeah. So that's what it's about. So like I said, I want to touch about a couple of these things. Lisa, but at any time that you feel, accept negative emotions. Remember that the feeling down is natural. Accept it and let it pass on rather than fighting it. That's a big one. Accept that negative emotion from that person and just let them say what they got to say and just move on. And don't even take that negative into you, right?
Yeah.
That's another big one there that I feel. And fuel your body with proper meal balances and vitamins and, give you everything that you need to keep you going. If you want to be happy, put yourself in those happy spots. If you start feeling negative or you're upset and something, watching comedy puts you in a good mood, watch some comedy. If you like listening to podcasts, put you in a good, it's going to be all repetitive information, y'all.
Yeah. It's whatever your outlet is to make you feel better. I've written a note to somebody that I wanted to write a note to, but I never gave it to them because it was unkind. But I needed to
let it out, right?
Let those feelings out, and I needed, to get it out. So I wrote out everything I needed to write, and then I burned it. So nobody else, saw it or anything like that. But I got out. No, never to you. I would just tell you to your face, just like you do.
That's my sis. That's my sis right there.
Just like you would tell me. So,
Yep. Yeah, there ain't no sugarcoating between us,
No. So, but yeah, that could be like a way if you really are hurt about something and you don't know how to let it out. Also a good cry sometimes it's okay. It's okay. Go in the shower. If you don't want anybody to see you, cry in the shower. Put on a sad movie. I've done that plenty of times. Those are, some other ways you can.
They weren't our family movies, were they?
No. No, some, romance, love story,
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Nothing
not those.
Yeah, those kind. Those real tear jerker movies.
They're good.
But yeah. Those are some things that you can do. Yoga.
And it works.
Meditating, giving yourself affirmations. As weird as it is, in the mornings I tell myself, like, I don't say it out loud, but sometimes I do if I really needed to, like, oh, you are smart, you are brave, you are kind. And, those kind of things, they help. 'Cause I'll do it with Jackson now too, like, so he can start having those positive affirmations about himself, towards himself. Also, yeah, we're all gonna have problems, we're all gonna be upset about something or whatever, but at least to bring out positivity in us. Even though, one day we didn't feel very brave that day, but we know that we still are brave. Just, maybe next time we're gonna try something else to be a little braver or whatever. With him, that's what I try to do. But
go for a bike ride.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean,
A
if you
walk.
need to go outside and just go out there and just scream, do
Well,
it. Just do it.
somebody
If you
might
need to
be
do it
worried,
inside,
but
wherever you need to do it, just do it. Let it out because you don't want to keep that stuff in.
Throw a pillow, scream into the pillow.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna say nothing about that.
Well, I mean, never mind. Anyway, but yeah,
love you,
outside is
sis.
outside is a good thing. Vitamin D it helps a ton.
Man.
Like sometimes in the morning, sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, like I don't know why, but I'm just in a bad mood. Like I just feel like, yeah. And I'm like, I need to go get some sun. And, just walking outside and go looking at my garden or whatever, just for even like 3 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
And the sun
You're doing
really
something you love, though.
can make you feel, well, yeah, I love being in the sun, but just the sun in general can help us.
So that right there, you just took yourself out of that trigger, put yourself in your happy spot, in your happy place, in your hobby, whatever, your happiness, and it just changes you. I mean, it don't take much, people.
No, yeah. As once you find out what little things can help, then, you can just do those different things for, whatever the situation is. I mean, I don't have a beach that I could go run to all the time, but if I could, then that's what I would definitely do. I'd be there,
Well,
but
we are you know what? So you and I are
feel
just
like I would never be negative ever if I had the beach close by.
You and I are both just beach water junkies.
Yep.
We are. That's what, and that would be the cool thing about getting a job that's remote, right? So you can really so if you had no kids and it was just you, right? Or a boyfriend or maybe even your husband and just have an RV, right? And travel all the beaches, but you can still work from your RV. Would that not be cool?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So kind of now we're going to jump into the other thing. I'm currently at home. I'm still dealing with my foot thing. And we spoke about why we started this up. So I'm not going to get into that. If y'all want to see why we started Two Voices, One Life podcast, go back and check out episode 1 and we'll tell you all about it.
Yep. All of those.
Tell you all about it. So my job previously, I was going up and down ladders and I was in construction. I was in electrical. And those days look to be over. I'm not going to be doing that no more. So I'm looking into maybe doing something different, maybe work remote. If I can't, I don't know if I can stand it because I can't sit for a very long time and I can't walk for a very long time. So I don't know how that's going to play out with me being able to work remotely or go into an office and do a job there. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm getting ready to have surgery again in a couple of weeks. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Y'all probably see me with crutches hanging out or whatever, my leg. So one of the cool things about being where you can work remote and do your job, some people cannot. I don't know if I can work remote because I need to go into an office or a construction site or job site, whatever case is, and have the camaraderie of having people there to talk to and BS and joke with and all that.
The social, yeah.
The social, right? So if I work remotely, work at home, you know who's going to get the consequences of that?
Poor Kim.
Yep.
My poor sister. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, man, so I'm willing to give it a shot. I really am willing to give it a shot to see if I can. I may have to get up for 20, 30 minutes and run to the store or go do something to get me out.
Some kind of active thing. Yeah.
So I may have to do that. And heck, I may be picking up the phone and calling Lisa. I was like, hey, what are you doing? There's no telling. Right.
Just to socialize.
Right. Socialize, break it up a little bit. So I think for one of the reasons of working remotely, some people can't, how would you say, discipline themselves.
I was going to say, yeah, discipline, and it's isolating, both of those for sure. Like, plus you're at home, do you have an area where you could be quiet, where you could actually focus and work? Or, are you working in your kitchen? Oh, well, I'm going to go have a snack. Well, not even, yeah, not even that, a kid. But I mean, like, if you set yourself up in the kitchen area, okay, then you're eating a snack here, a snack there, and you're eating all day. Or, in between a call or something, maybe you're throwing in laundry or washing the floor or, doing, depending how your job is, then are you really focusing on what you're supposed to be? So, can you focus on just that job itself being at home? That's why I think a lot of people need also to leave so that way they can be focused on specifically what they need to work on, not their other tasks. Like I've seen people go even to Starbucks or, Panera or any of those to work from there because it's, they're not in their house. They're not bothered by any other family member or their animal or any other kind of distraction. So that's like a hard thing for sure. Like I know, like I've been looking into remote positions also because I do have a kid and yeah, he is going to be going to school all day, but I still want something that I can be, going for school pickups or, being present if I need to be. But yeah, that might be challenging because I need to sit here then and like clock myself in. Okay, you cannot move from here until 11 for lunch or whatever. Right. So that's a lot of self-discipline too.
Yeah. I think if I end up working remotely or if I did, I'm going to get me a parrot to hang out with me.
Oh, God.
I think so. I've been saying this for a couple of months now. You better watch out. If I work from home, I'm getting a parrot. And my wife, she's like, those birds are so nasty.
They are.
But I'm like, well, I get in the shower. He can get in the shower with me. Both of us get a bath. So, so some people can't do it, work remotely, for several different reasons. Either having the communication with other employees or friends, whatever case is. Some people can't do it, because like Lisa was saying, start mopping the floors or snacking all day and they don't get up, move around. Now they start getting blood clots in their legs because they're not moving, so you got to keep somewhat active, even if you just stand up at your workstation, which I will say that if you're going to work from home, do get you a desk that either you can mount your monitors and you can recline and work that way. And you could put it forward like a normal desk and it raises up so you can stand up and work for a little bit. So do that. But another thing too is like, hey, you do laundry or, hey, what's on Netflix or, hey, what's on Days of Our Lives or,
Well, right. If you had downtime or something, I don't know, in between calls or whatever. So you're depending on what your work is, but yeah.
Yeah. Make sure, you got to be a disciplined person. If you're not a disciplined person if you're a type person and you're going to say, well, I'm disciplined, I do good. But if you're a person, think about it and be honest to yourself. Or you're the type of person that your boss has to tell you every move you got to make to do your job. If you're that person, don't do it. You're going to get fired. Don't do it. You're going to get fired. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, how am I going to fire? They can't see me. They can see you. Trust me.
They'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. They can
That's
see
just like when you would do when I did online schooling, I'm like, okay, do I have enough discipline? I have to teach myself basically this whole class.
Right.
And then I still have to do the work. So I have to teach myself and work and, do the stuff. So if I can do that, I feel like I could work from home. And I did do that plenty of times.
Yeah, they can see every keystroke that my wife makes. They can tell you
Mm-hmm.
by the letter that she's hit. They can tell how many times her mouse moved
Yeah, that's
and how many
crazy.
times she walked away from her desk. And she don't have a camera. Figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, and unfortunately, now
People who
it's
don't have discipline cause that.
yes.
Yep.
Because, obviously COVID made remote working like a huge thing,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously we all understand why. But yeah, then people started taking a little bit too much advantage of that
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've even noticed, though, I've seen jobs that says that they're not doing much remote
Mm-hmm.
work, that they're calling for more office positions because, then you can be monitored a bit more and you are actually working
Mm-hmm.
there most of the time instead of at home doing, whatever or not doing anything.
Right. So, what are the pros? Pros versus cons of working from home. So the pro is that you can reclaim your valuable time. And what I mean is reclaim valuable time is, yes, you still have to do an 8-hour day. So you're not reclaiming that 8-hour day that you spent in the office working 8 hours. But what you are reclaiming is the time that you spent driving to work, the time that you spent getting up and getting ready, then getting your breakfast done, and then getting your stuff together, then getting in the car and driving into work. And then you leave for lunch, and then that time that you leave for lunch and then go get lunch and then come back to the office, go back to work, and then the drive time and the traffic and all that, that's the time that I'm talking about. So you're going to
Right.
reclaim that, right?
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, say your commute is an hour, your commute to your home is, 0. So,
Right.
yeah, exactly. That would make it, a lot better.
So, I mean, you're going to reclaim some time there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Allows you a high personalized workspace and offers you deep thoughts into what you're doing that day because you have more time to put into your job and give it more of 100% than showing up at work aggravated, mad because Joe Blow was doing 15 miles an hour in a 45, right? So
Right. Then
you're
there's added negativities. I get added
right.
stresses before you even get to your job.
So that's
Or you didn't
another.
eat breakfast or, something because you were rushing. So, yeah, there's a
Mhm.
lot more added to that.
And I did read an article, I think it was on Forbes, I can't remember, saying that people that work remotely have a healthier lifestyle. They're a healthier person, right?
I could
And
see that.
and I do see that because when you go into the office, you go into a, job into a location other than your home for your job. You're basically trying to pack as much as you can into a lunch bucket, a lunch box, I call it a lunch bucket, into
Hmm.
the, for what you have for that day for lunch, right? You may
Right.
not be picking out the best things to eat for that time.
Or
Or if you
people are
run
eating
out,
out.
or if you're
Yeah.
eating out or you run out of food and you're still hungry, you're going to go out and just grab something. And then you look at that one granola bar at the gas station that's $2 when you know you can go to the gas or to the grocery store and pick up a box of 12 for $5, whatever it is, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you're going to make a decision first on that dollar amount. Instead of paying $2 for this little granola bar, I can get 2 hot dogs for $2, or whatever. So
Yeah.
I could see that.
Well,
So
yeah. Plus, like being on the way home from work, say you worked late and you are not going to go make dinner. So you just pick up dinner on the way home,
mhm.
So obviously, those are going to be not as healthy of choices because I do feel like a lot more people that are working from home, they do a lot more meal prep.
Yes.
Um, So yeah, you might have more but healthier options because you're not leaving to go out to go get, whatever, an
hmm
unhealthy
Yeah, I
food.
would. That's what I say. I want to get me a parrot so during lunch we can watch Sesame Street and see if the parrot learns his ABCs. Uh,
Um,
so,
all right.
can you tell me what you think the cons would be of working from home? I mean, 'cause I feel like
Well,
there's like the cons would be more than the pros. is the way I feel. But a lot of people have different opinions on how they juggle that. So
I was going to say, it depends on the person and what they feel about it. I mean, a big one is being isolated and lonely. Like we said, you are not going into that. You can't go BS with, Billy or Jan at the going to go get coffee in between a call or meeting or whatever. Like, oh, did you see the game last night? Or, you're not doing any of that. You are focused on, talking or typing, or, if you're taking calls from customers, you are interacting with people, but not like that. You're dealing with their problems. You're not necessarily socializing in a way you might socialize in an office setting, a retail setting, any of that kind of positions. So that can be really lonely and, feeling isolated because, like I said, you're not talking to anybody else. I mean, you might have meetings like with multiple people, but again, it's, through the computer, and you're going to be talking about, some kind of work situation, not a fun, oh, did you go to this restaurant, or, whatever kind of conversation. So that is a big con, I think, for remote, because it's just you, yourself, and your computer. So, I mean, that can be pretty, not too fun.
Right.
I mean, I mean, I don't know how it is since you're going to be using your own internet, or a lot of times they will supply I can't even speak. The workplace will supply like computers or something like that. Sometimes they would like you to use your own. It depends on the companies for that.
Most larger companies that have data for the business will not let you use your own PC because they want to keep their files protected. So,
and that makes sense. Just like if you were working for a medical, there was some kind of medical one that I had applied for, and that said they would give you the supplies, the computers and all that stuff, because again, for HIPAA violations and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's the only other thing. If you have to use your own, you're using your internet anyway.
Yeah.
So, here's some info about it. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks. She decided
she wanted to chime in.
Yeah, chime in there. So going into the office is definitely, to me, it sounds like a better option, right? Because you get to those. I mean, the biggest thing would be
personality. I
the
think
loneliness would be
is better. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, it sounds like it'd be a good idea to work remotely. So I don't know. I think I'm on both sides. I can really go either way, but depending on how my foot thing goes is really going to decide where my future of my work time till I retire is going to go. Right. So that's that. So let me tell you guys something else too. If you're going to be working from home and you're getting discouraged because you can't find something to work at remotely, because a lot of the companies now are starting to force, actually not starting, but they have been for a little while now, to force people to come back to the office.
Or like at least go in, 2 days a week or something like that. Yeah.
So there's a lot of them that are doing that. I see different points and views of why they're doing this. Because they're still, whether you work remotely or you work from the office, they're still going to be paying for that building or rent and lease, whatever of that building. And they're still paying electric. They're still paying people to work on those to keep them up and maintain and stuff. Cleaning crews, they're still paying for this. So, and the thought of a employer is like, well, hey, I'm spending $10 million a year to maintain this building, and people are only using it 10% of the time. It doesn't make any sense for me to do this, right? To keep on maintaining, paying this bill. So the only way he's going to get full use of his building is to mandate the people to come back into the office.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, that's not fair, that you still got to pay for it either way, whether I come there or don't, you start paying for it. So why don't you just get rid of the building?
Correct.
Here's the reason behind why they don't get rid of the building. The reason is because they lose that tax benefit.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going to continue to keep that building, whether you're there or not.
I remember like Dad, when he was remote, and for all those years, and he would go back into the office. He's like, yeah, it's like a ghost town there. There's like barely anybody in there. But yeah, for the tax purpose reasons. And just in case, if they needed to send everybody back, they have a place for everybody to go immediately.
Yeah. So that's a big one. So kind of don't just look at being working remotely because it's convenient for you. You're the one that's out there looking for a job, right? So if they don't offer that job remotely, don't get discouraged, because even if you take a job that is remotely, and this is why you agreed, if I was the employer, I have that right to tell you, well, you know what? We don't want these jobs no more remotely. You need to come in the office, right? You applied for this job. You didn't apply for the remote. It's kind, it was a remote job.
I mean, if you apply for a remote position,
right? But then I changed my mind and say, well, you know what?
Sorry,
I don't want you. I don't want you to work remotely. You need to come in the office. And then that person said, well, no, that's not what I agreed for. I'm like, well, that's fine. See you, Felicia.
That wouldn't work for
simple.
Me.
Right. So I'm saying, don't get discouraged on that. Ultimately the employer's got the final call of how that job's going to be handled.
Yeah. But then they're going to lose out on a lot of people.
They are.
If they're going to start doing that kind of thing, because, a lot of people have to work from home now because daycares and stuff are so expensive that their kids have to be at home too, and they have to work at home. So
that's why
if they start doing that, that's going to be not good.
Think about all the companies now, when you call for tech support or customer service while they're overseas.
Why? No, I've had a lot of AI ones, to be honest, lately.
Because people don't want to come into the office.
Well, there's a lot of tech support from home too.
Oh, there is, right?
I talked to some girl she was somewhere in the South, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you hear my kid in the background." And I was like, it's okay. Yeah. I get it. So
there was one and there is, but a lot of them are moving them overseas. I mean, it's probably equal number, but I guess what I'm coming down to is, hey, the employer at the end has got the final say on how they want those jobs to be filled, right? Whether they're going to be remotely or in the office.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why when
they lay you off because you're not coming in, don't get upset.
Well, you can still get upset because that is BS, but
it is BS, I mean, but
if you need to talk to find out what your position is, and if there's a possibility to go into the office, that's a question you need to have in the beginning before you say,
for sure,
yes, I accept this position, because if that's a possibility and that's not going to work for you, then there's no sense to take that position.
So why a forced return to the office could backfire. Return fully in the office work would be a real step backwards for the business world in terms of both work-life balance and organized productivity. Yes. Do I agree with that statement? Absolutely. Right. But on the other side, so there's always a caveat to everything, right? Mm-hmm. So the more people that work from home, that means the more construction workers are going to be laid off, because they're not building these places. They're not the ones out there maintaining. There's less electricians out there for electrical jobs, plumbing jobs, heat and air jobs, carpet, wallpaper, paint, all these people. There's less jobs now because there's less people going into an office. There's always going to be a caveat. Just like we want to improve minimum wage to $20 at McDonald's, and then, well, I'm the one that's employing this person to make the cheeseburger for you. I can't afford to pay him $20 and keep the cheeseburger at $4.35 or whatever it is, right? Now I got to charge you for that cheeseburger $10.35 so I can afford to pay him $20. All you're doing is justifying numbers. That's all it's right? And then for like these positions to work from home, yes, It's great for a lot of people. More home time, more time with your kids, your family. I get it. It's great. But I think the more we go to that, there's going to be less construction jobs out there for people to do those, which is kind of good in a way because there's a very short staff of those jobs right now anyways. They're having a lot of problems getting those jobs filled. So it's a good thing. Now, on the flip side of all these this whole conversation that we've had is if you want to work from home and you want to not go in and depend on somebody else to employ you, and you want to have be able to work from home and have that extra additional income coming in, what do? You start making stuff at home. Start doing your own.
You be an influencer, a TikTok influencer.
Start doing something. I mean,
start an OnlyFans page. I don't know about that.
Whatever you got to do, a TikToker, a YouTuber, whatever the case is.
Put some things up on Etsy. Put some things up on eBay.
So I personally took it upon myself to start doing something different for me and my family. I am starting to make items like this. This is
for those of you that are not watching, it's a tablet stand.
I am showing a tablet stand that I 3D printed and designed. Okay. This one particular item for an iPad Air tablet cost me roughly about $4.55 to make worth of filament. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm selling these on eBay right now for $28. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do something different. I put these also on my Facebook marketplace. Do something different. Make different things. Design different things. Whether you're going to go clean somebody's house. Don't be ashamed of that, of being cleaning people's houses. You're going to make, excuse my language, but you're going to make some damn good money. Trust me.
I mean, you do whatever you need to do. If you
go clean windows,
clean homes, or, wrangle a couple extra kids, for daycare or whatever you need to do.
I mean, there's
DoorDash, Uber, like all of those things. Amazon delivery. I mean, there's all different kinds.
Carriers. So you transport blood samples to the labs, or lab work from a hospital to, taking blood for donation here and there. It's called a medical carrier. They roughly can make anywhere from about $500 to about $2,000 a week
in your location.
In my
right
in my state right now, right?
Right.
But you use your own car, you set up an LLC, so you're protected. There's always a way to make that extra dollar, to bring that extra income home. I'm personally, what am I, Lisa, about a month in now?
Yeah,
about
maybe
3 weeks?
Almost.
So I've had a couple of sales now. This is my third one on eBay, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't have a lot of sales yet. It's moving there. So I'm learning how to tweak my prices and my advertisement and where I need to spend the money at to get that. And it's a hobby.
I mean, if you make something, or, are a great cook, you can go to farmers markets and sell your items there too. Those are other places that are, available.
Yeah, you could always do something. So don't be that person that says, "Oh, I can't do nothing." You could always do something.
I can't do nothing. I never can do nothing.
Yeah, you could always do something.
Yes, no negatives, and just keep trying. Let me know the work. Just keep trying again. Keep trying.
Keep trying. Have fun. Have fun. The one thing the one thing you have to keep in mind, whatever you do to decide to make, if you get laid off and get fired today, your first thing that you should think about tomorrow morning after you decompress and figure what has happened out, right? The first thing you should do tomorrow morning is wake up and figure out, why did I get fired, or why did I get laid off? And how can I prevent that in my life? So whatever you do forward from that time on is do something that you enjoy 100%. Because if you enjoy it, it's not a job anymore.
Right.
Okay. with that being said, that's the way to do it. Thumbs up. Love y'all.
Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week.
God bless.
Peace. Thank you guys for always supporting our show. Please subscribe and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow and rate on Spotify or subscribe on YouTube. 2 Voices, 1 Life Podcast. That's the number 2 Voices, 1 Life Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram and TikTok. That's 2V1 Life Podcast. Also, our Facebook, 2 Voices, 1 Life Podcast. We hope you guys have a great week and catch the new episode next Wednesday. Bye.